What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Jeremy Laracuente here for the Baseball Banter Broadcast. And today we're going to be looking at three takeaways from Yankees' victory, their clinching of the postseason berth for the 2022 campaign. So we're going to look at three different things that I noticed about the game and just kind of some overview thoughts on them as they're heading into the postseason. Now, I want to thank you guys for joining me here. Um, going to be a little bit different of a feel today, different look today. But as I said, we're going to get into the three takeaways that I have for the contest last night for the New York Yankees and their clinching of the postseason. So we're going to begin with the first takeaway. And the first key takeaway, obviously, is the fact that the Yankees have clinched their postseason berth. And by doing so, they get themselves into where it really matters for the New York Yankees, where things really count for the Yankees. And that's with the postseason. That is with trying to win championships. You know, it has been a long time for the Yankees since they last won back in 2009. And the team that they have right now really does feel like a team that could do some things in the postseason. So, especially, it might sound like a Yankee fan just kind of being, all in on their team. But I do think that the way that this team is functioning right now and the way that they're going through the season, the highs that we've had, the lows that we've experienced, have really tried to prepare this team for what they're going to be capable of seeing and experiencing in the postseason. When you look at what the postseason brings, it's a whole different feel from the regular 162 game campaign. And because of that, it is something that requires a different feel for the team, a different look to the team. And the team that we're now seeing for the Yankees in September are maybe not at the same level of high that they had in the first half of the season, but also not the same level of low that we saw during July and August. And I think that for the Yankees getting back to playing winning baseball, which is what they're doing right now, with I believe a 12-6 record in September, this is going to be an opportunity for the Yankees to really put themselves on the board, especially with this group, especially with Aaron Judge heading into his free agency. And that leads me into my second takeaway here, and that is that Aaron Judge is not overwhelmed by the moment. We would see a fly out to 404 feet away, 4 feet in front of the wall in dead center field for the New York Yankees. This is a player that absolutely was not overwhelmed by the moment of chasing history with Roger Maris and the American League single season home run record at 61 home runs. Aaron was patient at the plate. He knew he really wasn't going to get pitches to see and to hit. And he was able to keep himself composed and not chase bad pitches out of the zone, which is a testament to what this player is capable of when he is going well. And right now, this season has been absolutely going the utmost well for Aaron Judge. I am working on a video to put together about why Aaron Judge is the MVP. So make sure you stick around to the Baseball Banter broadcast by hitting that subscribe button down below so that you don't miss out when that video comes out. And by doing that, in order to see that, you have to be notified every time we drop new content here. But I digress. Back to the Aaron Judge situation here last night. Aaron put himself in very good hitting counts, worked his at bats the way that you expect him to do, the way that he's done all season long, and didn't expand and didn't go out of his way to try and force something to happen that wasn't there. So when we see that from a guy like Aaron Judge, it really helps filter out through the rest of the lineup. I like Judge hitting at the leadoff spot right now to really get this team going and to, even at worst case scenario, seeing some pitches early because he's leading off the game and there's no one there on base. Um, you know, we've seen a lot of different strategies used against him over the last, 6 months of this season now, especially over the last 3 to 4 months where the Yankees have been struggling, and he's been the only offense that the team has had. So this is an opportunity for Aaron Judge to really be able to hopefully start getting some cooperation from the rest of his lineup and be able to see pitches. Because with Judge, with his ability, you know that if a pitcher makes a mistake, he's more than likely going to hammer that ball into the seats. So being able to have some protection around him to force pitchers to throw him actual pitches around the zone where he can do something with is going to be of the utmost importance in September, in this late September push, but even more so now in the postseason that the Yankees have clinched. Now, lastly, my third takeaway is the home run we would see from Giancarlo Stanton last night wasn't your prototypical bomb from Giancarlo. This is an opportunity, and what we saw last night in that home run was a good at bat, in my opinion, from Giancarlo. Being able to have him take that ball to the opposite field, we know that he's got the power to be able to do it, right? There's that old baseball cliche, he's got enough power to hit it out of Yellowstone. But there's very little question that Giancarlo has been struggling since coming back from the injured list. And we know how we've seen over the last several years that Giancarlo gets really hot heading into the postseason and has carried this team throughout several postseasons. And the takeaway that I have is more of a question than a definitive statement like the last two takeaways in this video. But is Giancarlo Stanton back? Is it the late September postseason Giancarlo that we've gotten used to over the last couple of seasons? Is he back? That's the question right now. And that home run last night would really show me just a little bit more in terms of believing that he is almost at that point. I don't think that he's necessarily there yet, because when you saw his reaction after hitting the ball, he wasn't sure if it was going to get out. But we've seen him be able to kind of flip the switch when the lights get the brightest and actually be able to handle the spotlight in New York and handle it extremely well. So I think that there was, questions when he first got here if he was going to be able to handle it, just based on the way that he kind of did things in Miami, which was a different feel from how it is here in New York. There's a lot more eyes on you playing for the Yankees than playing for the Marlins. And Giancarlo, to me, has handled it as well as anyone could have ever asked of a player coming into the organization. So I think that for uh, Stanton and what we saw last night, I think that we're getting very close to having both Judge and Stanton hitting at the level and the pace and the way that we expected them to when he was first acquired several years ago. But I want to hear from you guys. Let me know your thoughts, your feelings on what your takeaways were from the Yankees and their victory, their clinching of a postseason berth for the 2022 campaign. Now, I'll be very honest. Obviously, it's going to be a very difficult situation as it's a very different format this year for the postseason. Having that third wild card team with the now wild card round before the division set, before the championship set, it does make it more difficult. Now, the Yankees are the second best team record wise in the American League. Therefore, they will be getting the bye as long as they don't collapse here and the Guardians keep surging. But it makes it for a different look in terms of how the postseason is set up. And there's going to be a lot of eyes now on the product because of the way that this new format is and seeing how it's going to develop, seeing how it's going to work. And I'm very interested to see what the Yankees are going to be able to do this offseason, this postseason, I should say. And being able to find themselves in a position where you know that they're going to have to run through Houston. And because of the skid that they had in July and August and the way that they completely dropped the ball, they're going to have to go through Houston as a team in Houston as the higher seed. And that's been a really hard place for the Yankees over the last several years. Now, do I believe that this team can do it? 100%. Absolutely. But is it going to be extremely difficult? 100%. Absolutely. So it'll be interesting to see how things kind of go and shake out from here. But again, let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Let me know your feelings on the Yankees, their clinching of the postseason, Aaron Judge and his chase of Roger Maris and history. Let me know all your thoughts. Is Giancarlo Stanton back? Let me know that down in the comment section below, or you can find me over on Twitter at banter_baseball, or if you want to find me over on Instagram or TikTok, it's right there, Baseball Banter Broadcast. So I want to thank you guys for joining me today on this video. Again, a little bit of a different feel, different vibe, but still the same great content covering baseball and, of course, the New York Yankees. So I want to thank you guys for joining me. Keep it locked in all season by hitting that subscribe button, and I will catch you guys on the next video. Peace.